Get ready. Hold tight.
Hold on to your hats, boys.
Libos.
Hello, good evening, and welcome to another episode of the Wednesday Week.
A little bit old.
With that deep into Danny Roll, please don't clip that.
Been truly horrific having this season away from home.
I want goals.
Anyone would think that we rehearse this, and I guarantee that we haven't.
How poor do we have to be before it's happened? How much blood from this stone do we have to get?
For Wednesday Week! Hello, good evening, and good morning, and welcome to another episode of the Wednesday Week. My name's Dan Fudge, and this is Hello from the Other Side with Simon from Speakeasy, as we are talking about the upcoming midday kickoff against Cardiff City in...
Hello from the other side.
Simon, welcome back to the show. That is a lovely tash you have grown there. I am supremely jealous. I can't grow any kind of facial hair, and as much as the lads tease me about wanting to go to Turkey to get a beard put in, I genuinely want to. I mean, look at that. That's a beauty, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm not great with hair generally, but yeah, I get my 5-year-old calls me Dr. Robotnik from Sonic, and there's also a bit of Charles Bronson somewhere as well, I think.
Fair enough. Okay, so I'm going to talk to you for the next 20 minutes about Cardiff City. You're our Cardiff City correspondent, and I'm going to let you do all the talking because I am absolutely stinking right now. For those who are listening, I am hot on the heels. Like, this is literally the morning after. It's 20 past 10, the day after the Football Content Awards. You're the first person I've spoke to since, and I'm really trying not to load it up. I'm doing really well. So let's get back down to business and let's talk about it. It's been
well on that then, Dan. Sorry to interrupt, but can I give you the permission to load it up? Because I think you blooming well should do, mate. On behalf of everybody, I want to ask quickly, how was it? Massive congratulations to you all. Well deserved. Talk us through the night.
So we got there quite early. Like, it started at like 5:30. And there was just food and there was beers on the table and stuff like that. And then I didn't realize how big it was. It wasn't until the day did I see the table plan. And then you had like the overlap there and Sky Sports and Talk Sport and people like that. And I was like, oh, this is, I just thought, honestly, Simon, I'll be honest with you. I just thought it'd be a room full of nerds. You know what I mean? Like internet football nerds. And like we met Joe Cran there, right? And he was quite excited about a couple of people. I was like, oh God Almighty, that was great. And there's a young woman, I can't remember, Stunt something. I can't remember her handle, but she seems to be on a lot of these programs. And every time she speaks, she's so verbose and she's so fantastic. She's so very good. And I was like, oh, I really want to meet her. And Joe went, oh, me too. And Joe went running up to her. And she's like 5'11", and Joe's not a big guy. And watching, and as he got closer, kind of went, whoa. It was absolutely brilliant. And then after that, I crawled into a bottle of Heineken and then never got out again. So I'm feeling the effects today. Although I've got to say a big thank you to our paymaster generals at TalkSport, because there was a guy there called James who gets us on this fan network and stuff like that. And he walked over and he said, oh, well done. The first drinks are on me. I went, oh, thanks very much. He went, what would you like? I went, Jaeger bombs. Get me. I'm a 44-year-old man, Simon. And then he went, you've done really well. I mean, have you had a look at the show? Because they do a EFL show on TalkSport on a Sunday, and there's a guy called Justin hosts it. Really good presenter, really very good. And he went, I went, yeah. I went, I want to do it. He went, what? I went, I want to do the show. Give me the show. I'll do the holiday cover. So if I'm on TalkSport, it's because I had a Jaeger bomb with James off that show. But
and there it comes again.
yeah. And they're never going to hear from him again. So let's talk about Cardiff City, shall we? Let's give the people what they want. Difficult season for them so far, right?
Yeah, absolutely. It's endemic of Welsh sport. I think it's up and down. There's the good, there's some, and the bad. I think Errol Bullock, he gave it his best shot. It just wasn't working. So then you bring his assistant in, Omar, and something's just clicked. I think the cynics would say you've gone back and brought some of the younger lads in, which Cardiff have always been they've always had a really, really strong academy, and it feeds into the. And for those listening, it must be really weird because I've got the old classic Wednesday shirt on, talking about Cardiff quite relatively passionately, but Cardiff born and bred but Wednesday fan. And I think that the youngsters have come in and they've just had a bit of freedom. They've just had a bit of freedom. You need a striker. It was difficult after Kiefer Moore left to them down the road, and that really kind of hit Cardiff. But as we know, and particularly in the Championship, momentum is massive. So I wouldn't, to put my Wednesday hat on now, I wouldn't say I'm worried about tomorrow, but I think it could be a really good game. I think Cardiff are strong now. I don't think they're as fragile as they have been at the start of the season. But I also think there's opportunity.
Yeah, there's a weird thing, isn't there? And I think we had it last season when you've got, I can't remember what movie it is where they say that nothing's more dangerous than a man with nothing to lose. And there's an element of that. You play with no fear when you're at the bottom. You're kind of like, well, sod it, let's just absolutely go for it. And when there's been a change in manager and a change at the people at the top, and there's more changing players on the pitch, all of a sudden you can go, hang on a minute, we might pull this off. We might get out of this. And I feel like Cardiff have got that in them because they're not a small club, are they?
No, not at all. Not at all. And, I think the role of Aaron Ramsey off the pitch can't be underestimated. Obviously on the pitch, there's schools of thought to suggest he's maybe not the player he once was, and maybe that's right. But behind the scenes, he's very much involved with sort of working with the players, looking after, leading off the pitch. And I think that's maybe taken on to another level now as well. So I don't think that can be underestimated. And that whole attitude of galvanizing people, as you say, well, they haven't got anything to lose. Let's have a go. And they've got some talented players in there.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at the last six, they've only lost two, and the rest have been like 3 wins in there as well. And they're 22nd. They must have been in woeful form up until the last few weeks, right?
Well, exactly as you said just now, Dan, as well. Like everyone wrote us off as Wednesday last year. That's it. We're down. It's happening. And whilst Cardiff's start wasn't quite as bad as Wednesday's last year, it was the same attitude. You're like, where are we going to get the wins from? Where are we getting the goals? Where's the attitude? Where's the style of play? And there just didn't seem to be any ambition there. And it's really started to shift. Look, do I think they're going to really charge up the table now, sort of towards the second half of the season? Maybe not. I think it feels like both Wednesday and Cardiff could be in similar positions. They could be similarly placed in how they play. But it's going to be really interesting anyway tomorrow. And now I've said that, it's clearly going to be the worst 0-0 anyone's ever seen.
I tell you what, Reza did make a comment in the press earlier on this week. He said something like, and it seems like a thinly veiled dig. He went, Sheffield Wednesday are consistent in the way they play. And I kind of like, I think there'd be a lot of Wednesday fans listening to this going, well, he's found us out already. We don't have a plan B and all those other cliches that come out and things like that. But he's kind of right, isn't he?
Yeah, to be honest, yeah. And I think, look, there's all these mind games that people play, and I think now he feels like he's got his feet under the table a little bit. He can be a little bit more assertive in his kind of comments against the opposition.
Has he got it full time, the gig now? Or is he still caretaker?
Not yet. Yeah, I know he went out to. I believe he went out to see Vincent Tan, over the international break, I believe. So I don't see why he wouldn't. Again, it's the classic case of who else is going to come in. And I think that's the big challenge as ever. If he didn't, you could easily see someone like Ramsey getting it to the end of the season. So who knows? I've learned, we think as Wednesday fans not to second guess Chansiri. I think there's one person in this world that is even worse, and that's Vincent Tan.
Yeah, there's only one person that can out Chansiri, and it's the Tan Master General, innit? It really is. Like, I mean, the change of the kit colour and everything such as that was incredible. Like, we've seen a lot of new things happen over the last few years in terms of football. The introduction of VAR, the change of the handball rule. But one thing I never thought would change would be club colours. You know what I mean?
No, and I think that was one of the biggest mistakes. He made a lot of mistakes. And I think I understand it. The colour's lucky, and you put the little dragon on there. And from a cultural point of view, okay, understand that. We're not being disrespectful to the culture. Similarly, you just don't do it. And I think there's nothing more important than, you can have advisors talking about transfers, about the best ways to S&C. You just need to go, okay, these are what the fans want, and they do not want you to change your colours. They've still got the red seats at the top of the big stands opposite the
Are
grandstand.
they still there?
They're still there, yeah. But don't worry, they've got white seats in the shape of the Ayatollah, so it's absolutely fine. Like, what is going on?
During the international break, there was some runouts for players such as Callum O'Dowda, and who else was there? There was is it Siopis?
The Greek lad,
fella.
yeah.
Do you feel like they're going to get a run out? Mind you, I think the latter, that I'm not going to butcher his name again, looking at this, only got the final 15 minutes, so it might have been I can see him starting this game on Saturday morning or Saturday lunchtime. Have you got to get up there?
No, I was going to say, I think that's probably going to influence it, isn't it? Not a lot of minutes in the week, and it's an early kickoff, so I don't think there's going to be any big surprises. Be interesting to see what's been worked on in the last couple of weeks as well. I'm not expecting any big changes from Cardiff. I think, to be honest, they're going to come up and they're just going to stop Wednesday playing. I think that's pretty much what they always seem to do, which is incredibly frustrating. But at the same time, that's kind of what you have to do, really. But I think if we can attack them, I don't think goalkeeper's been a worry. I think just get shots in. If Wednesday can just get shots on target, let's test him. And I think we may be able to pick up one or two, but I think it's it's got potential to be a very interesting game.
It really has, and like what's his name, the attacking midfielder, Colwell, Ruben Cole.
Now,
he's a talented boy, isn't he?
Yes, and I think when we did this last time, I think I might have mentioned him, and he wasn't getting a look in, and I think Cole was a great example of this new attitude, a new philosophy. He's got talent. He's a classic case of just let him play. He's a confidence player. Let him make a couple of mistakes, but he's getting a look in with the Welsh side as well now, with the Welsh squad, and I think he's going to be a real danger man for City. I think, and it's that really weird kind of emotion I go through versus I really hope he picks up an injury on the bus today that just keeps him out for one game, and then Sunday he's absolutely fine.
And then he's fine, because it's weird, because I was thinking I hope Charles smashes him into Rosette, but I get it, it's your national team, right?
Yeah, me too. I'm all right with that, as long as he's fine by Sunday. That's absolutely fine.
As long as he's all right by Sunday. So tell me about your day then. So are you on your way up now? Are you staying over in Sheffield, are you?
Yeah. It's I'm calling it my 40th birthday party.
Nice.
Most people want to go to Vegas or Dubai. I want to do Sheffield in November. So, nothing wrong with that. And my birthday's not until April. So not a lot of this makes sense, Dan. But I don't make the fixtures. So we're heading up now. We'll meet in a pub now just to make sure it's working. Jump in the minibus. There's about 6 of us going up. A couple of beers tonight. And,
I assume they're all Cardiff fans. There can't be more South Walian based Sheffield Wednesday fans, can there?
No. So they're all, well, so Joe Ledley's coming with us as well, and he's adopted Wednesday as his second team. He never played or never played there, but he's a big Cardiff fan, obviously. And the rest of the boys are a bit like, we will support Wednesday if we have to. I'd much rather go in the Cardiff end. I'm like, well, tough. It's not happening, lads. This is my party, and you'll support who I tell you to. And then
Joe Ledley, he's a big old bloody lumberjack-looking MF, isn't he? I wouldn't want to stand next to him. It wouldn't be good for my self-esteem.
I know he's complimented me on this bit, but then I think if we get into it, his beard is just something special. So, but no, he talks a lot about, from a Wednesday perspective. He played with Jack Hunt, played with Bannon, played with Hooper. Played with Max Lowe at Derby when he was at Derby as well. So and talks a lot about Max Lowe, about you just always knew what you were going to get. And I know from a Wednesday perspective, he divides opinion.
That's really interesting, actually. So, for example, I'd love to know his thoughts on coming to Hillsborough and that size stadium, that amount of people. There have been a few times when he was playing for Cardiff where he would have gone in and it would have been back in the day when Hillsborough was probably a difficult place to go in terms of an away player, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, he talks about it. He also talks about down the road, being one of the toughest places to go atmosphere-wise when he was playing. It's something different about Wednesday, and I think from the perspective there, and then when you bring in the fact you're playing at Celtic Park under the lights in Champions League, then you kind of take it onto a different level. But he's an adopted Wednesday fan now, whether he likes it or not.
Get him in the shirt. We can have him and Kevin De Bruyne on the in the
exactly.
Shirt, you know what I mean? I can't let you go, Simon, without speaking about your Pink Bench project. It seems to have moved on leaps and bounds in the last how long's it out? About nearly a year, right?
Just over a year, yeah, literally just over a year. No, I appreciate it, mate. Thank you. So we're up to 32 benches now across predominantly Southwest Wales and of course Sheffield as well. And it's getting a bit of coverage, which is great. And I struggle to talk about it really because I am quite proud of it, and it's just starting to kind of take a life of its own. And ultimately, I'm learning with each bench that goes into a different place. You learn kind of what it means to people, and ultimately, again, going back to half joking, giving you permission to talk about last night. It's bloody wicked, mate. Like, you should be so proud, which I know you are, and the guys. It's I
don't feel very wicked right now, Simon. I'll not lie. The two things.
Smell the Jägermeister.
Oh my God! You should smell this microphone sponge. I don't know if I can wash these, but it's getting bloody wetched. But yeah, the Pink Bench project, and I love the one at Hillsborough, because it's it's set away from the other benches that are in what we lovingly call Zombieland, and there's something really cute about it because it's there, and what's written? Is it a QR code that's on the bench? Yeah.
Yeah, so on every bench there's at least one QR code that you scan, it goes to our website. It's just got free resources to look after yourself, your pals, your teammates, and what it does really is it signposts to experts. So we don't profess to be experts in anything, but what we kind of say is, look, life's bloody hard. Scan this, you'll find stuff that you'll relate to, so you're not on your own. And if you're doing it at the club or your local facility, you just know you're in a place with like-minded people. And then the two at Wednesday, so the one at Jubilee Sports Park as well, it's got the QR code for the community program. So all the work they're doing there, it's an easy access to see all the cracking community projects that are going on. So it's just putting it into places people are going, give people permission, and just have a bit of a giggle at the same time.
Amazing. I absolutely love it, and I love seeing people sat at that bench, and they kind of just, why is this one pink? And then they'll scan the QR code, and I've seen people just scrolling just after they do it, and there's clearly something that they've not considered. You know what I mean? That just sat on a bloody bench. It's such a simple and wonderful idea. I absolutely love it. The interview you did with Stevie in the summer as well. He stitched me up telling people I was a nice man on the internet. I'm not having that. I'm going to put that to bed. I am the bellend that everybody thinks I am. I'll let you think that. But listen, I hope you have a good day tomorrow, Simon. Man, I hope the journey's not too bad. Going up the day before is quite clever. I hope you've got your big coat, because I think it's big coat weather up there and all.
Big coat, 2 hats, this bit's fine, but it's
going to be all right, mate. And then have you got a link for Movember, or are you doing it that way? And then I can post that out.
I'm not actually. No, thank you though. It's more just kind of that awareness really, and just getting it out there. What I will take the opportunity to say, if that's okay, is we did a bench to bench walk this year in South Wales, 36 miles, Ebervale to Penarth, and we did 7 benches all the way along the way. There's about 25 of us. I've got 4 next year, but the big one is going to be from Nottingham to Hillsborough. So that's going to be on May the 30th. If people want to get involved.
It's about 50 odd miles, isn't it?
Well, yeah, let's not say that. I'm telling people 25
so
and we'll work it out as we go.
If you want to walk 2 marathons with Simon, we will put the link out and we'll share it on our socials. That's what we'll do. Simon, thanks a lot. I'll let you get to the boozer and go and see your pals. See you later.